Yo, what's good? This your boy Derek Brett here with Memphis Wire on SportsView360.com, covering the Memphis Tigers. And today we're going to talk about tomorrow's matchup between the Memphis Tigers, 16 ranked Memphis Tigers, taking on the Wichita State Shockers. So, if you listen to my last video that I put out a few days ago, kind of talked about the bracket and how things were shaping out for the AAC tournament. And I stated that the winner of the Wichita State South Florida matchup will face Memphis in the next round. And today we found out that Wichita State, which I expected, was defeated Memphis to not Memphis defeated South Florida to move to the next round. So tomorrow's game is huge for both teams for a lot of different reasons. Starting with the Wichita State side. If they want to go on a run, get to the NCAA tournament to become a bid stealer, it starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow against Memphis. But to get into to even get in that conversation, that they had to take care of South Florida, and it did that today. So that's why tomorrow's game is huge for them. As for Memphis, they are going to the NCAA tournament. Of course, it's X. They're going to the tournament, but they want a higher seed. They want to be in a better position than what they are. Last time I checked, they were like an 8 seed in Joe Lenard's bracketology post. Could be wrong on that. The last time I checked, it was like Sunday, and I don't know if he changed it or not. But Memphis should deserves a higher seed than that if they win the entire thing. 16th ranked team in the country, give them a 8 seed. Come on now. But anyways, if Memphis wins tomorrow, they go to the next round and prepare for that game. And, you know, it keeps their hopes alive of, having a better position in the NCAA tournament. And also they want to win their first ever conference tournament championship since I believe 2022, 2023 season. That was the last AAC title, AAC tournament title the Tigers won. So Tigers want to are going for the regular season title and the AAC conference tournament, AAC tournament championship. So if you recall, the last game between these two programs went the Shockers' way as Wichita State won in overtime by a score of 84-79. And, prior to this matchup, the first matchup that took place in Memphis, that was a close game as well, but Memphis was able to win that one. But that was a game that was, hanging in the battle, hanging in the balance. But in that matchup, the second meeting between Wichita State, they pretty much just got out there and just boat raced the Tigers. And Memphis did have a chance to get back in the game, but every time that the Tigers will try to get the lead, put themselves in a position to win it, Wichita State the players just showed up, and that's what happened. Now you look at the box score in that matchup, what occurred from a numbers perspective. Um, they had multiple guys with 18, 19 points, 12 points, 13 points. That starting five played really well against Memphis, really well. Corey Washington was huge on the boards, 15 rebounds, 18 points. Quincy Ballard, he had 19 points, 7 rebounds. Xavier Bell, 12 points, 2 rebounds. Bijan Cortez, 13 points, 6 rebounds. They played, rebounded Memphis 54-45 on the boards. That really played a huge part in that victory that occurred a few weeks ago. Especially, on the offensive side. They had 19 rebounds. They had 19 Offensive rebounds, Memphis had 16. They beat Memphis by 3 in regards to the offensive rebounds. Defensively, it was 35 to 29. So they did a really good job on the boards of that matchup. And from downtown. Well, they didn't make a lot of threes in this game. It was 4 of 21 in this game. But when it mattered the most, they made the big threes, big time threes, put themselves in a position to win this game. For Memphis, Haggerty had 15 points, 12. Nicholas Jordan had 12. Tyrese Hunter had 24. Dan Danger had a quiet day, only 4 points, played 20 minutes. Kobe Rogers against his former team, he had 6 points. So that was like the second time that Kobe Rogers didn't play really well against his former team. So the way I see it in that game, a couple things didn't happen for Memphis. PJ Haggerty didn't have the game that you needed him to have to be successful, for the Tigers to be successful. Dane Danger didn't have the game they needed to have for the Tigers to be successful as well. He only had 1 rebound in this game. They dominated them. They dominated Memphis on the boards. That's what happened. And only 4 points. You know, Tyrese Hunter was big, 24 points. In the rematch, that has to change. That has to change for Memphis with the stakes high like this. You know, um, Dan Danger playing a lot better. Hunter's playing a lot better. Kobe Rogers, is doing really good. Since that bad outing, so I believe he's averaging over 11.5 points per game since. You know, but these guys, Memphis is gonna have to be really successful on the boards, man. On the boards against this team. That's Dan Danger, Moise Sisse, Nicholas Jordan. The big three on the boards, the front court, has to show up in this matchup because Quincy Ballard ain't going nowhere. You know, only pulling out 8.9 rebounds per game. Their leading scorer, Xavier Bell, 15.1 points per game, 41% field goal percentage. Gonna be deadly. And also PJ Haggerty has to come up in this game. Come through big time in this game. The Tigers should be well rested for this matchup. You got the double bye, close out the season last Friday. Had more than enough time off to prepare, rest, relax, while Wichita State go through the gauntlet. And tomorrow should be we should find out what type of team we're gonna get tomorrow, and possibly get down the stretch in the AAC tournament and the NCAA tournament. But the stakes are high in this game tomorrow. Stakes are high, regardless of how you may view it in tomorrow's matchup. So, with that being said, for tomorrow, I think Memphis is going to get their revenge. Tigers are going to get their revenge for what occurred a few weeks ago where they lost in overtime against this team. I think Memphis wins by a score, I would say 89 to 77 over Wichita State. Get the win. I don't think Penny Hardaway allows that to happen again. And like I said before, Memphis is pretty good coming off of losses. They go on every time they lose, they go on a long winning streak. They did it against Wichita State. That was the last time they lost. They've been on a winning streak since. So that'll continue going into the AAC tournament. So I got Memphis winning tomorrow by a score of 89 to 77 over Wichita State to advance to the next round of the AAC tournament. So there's that. All right, so that's y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What's your predictions for tomorrow's matchup? And also check out sportsview360.com for latest content on the Memphis Tigers. Football and men's basketball programs, along with the NFL and NBA. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.